starting with St. Cloud, I mean, just every team's different. What do you see as kind of being the challenge with this series, and where they'll be your team a test?
Yeah, there'll be a couple different challenges. One, after last weekend up in St. Thomas, probably the smallest ice sheet that we play on. Going to, up to St. Cloud and playing on the largest one we'll play on. It's a different type of game, but the opponent's going to be good. They're obviously playing very well. They're confident. They've had, a great start, and so I'm sure they're going to be excited for the opportunity to play us. So it should be a great series, and at the end of the weekend, we'll find out more about our club than we know now.
Had some pretty good games against them in the last couple of years, close to the one-goal games in the last three. But does that maybe draw your focus in a little bit more for your players? I know that a lot of these games have been, a little wider spreads, but knowing you're playing St. Cloud, a team that's challenged you that much, can you kind of bring?
Well, I mean, both goalies are playing well for them. They're not giving up many goals to anybody that they've played against right now. So they're structured very well. Brian's done a great job of getting them to play together. They defend well, and the couple games we had last year down here, one at the Kohl Center and then over in Levon, they blocked a ton of shots. And so if you have players willing to do that and your goalies are making that first save, then it's going to be a low-scoring game. So I think our game Friday night was an opportunity to play in a little bit of adversity, tight game. How are you going to play? What are the things you're going to do? So some of the things that we learned from last Friday's game hopefully will go well, not only this weekend, but the next 6 games that we play after that, because obviously we start getting into stiffer competition. We get into ranked teams, and so obviously you're playing against really good players, and you have to play the game the right way in order to have a chance to win those games. Yeah, she had. She got hit pretty hard, and everybody was nervous. But she seemed to be doing well yesterday. She'll skate today with no contact, and so she's in a pretty good place right now from that standpoint.
Any of the other players coming back this week, or?
Hall didn't skate yesterday, but she'll skate today. But other than that, no.
Shayla was sick last week?
Shayla, yeah. That's why coaches don't sleep well at night when you get a call from your trainer and one of your players has a real high temperature and she's not going to go on the trip. So you have these wonderful game plans and thoughts about lineups, and in a split second it changes. So she didn't make the trip last week, but she skated yesterday and is feeling much better.
Any of your players asked about, or you would talk to them about the tragedy that happened over the weekend? Any more, the neck protection, wrist protection, anything that they can do to help things out, or you just kind of take that as it's part of the risk that we run in this?
I mean, there's conversations. Obviously, it hit homes, for a lot of people. I mean, obviously, being from the state of Minnesota and playing at Duluth, just a tragedy that you're just extremely sad for, not only him, but obviously family and people that know him really well. So in the game we play, there's risk involved. It doesn't happen very often. One, part of it, with the way, the game and the speed of the game right now, it sort of surprised you a little bit that maybe it doesn't happen more so, just because now they wear shorter gloves than we used to wear back a long time ago, and the speed of the game so fast, and the collisions maybe more so on the men's side than on the women's side, that it doesn't happen more often where people get cut with skates because the blades are sharp and whatnot. And when you have some of these collisions, and we've seen a handful of them over the last 10 or 15 years, and fortunately, some of those where it was a facial cut or a neck cut, that they had trainers and doctors with immediate care that were able to possibly save those individuals' lives because of the injuries that they sustained. But life is a risk, games are a risk, and unfortunately, every once in a while, situations happen that just really sad and tragic.
Just make sure I use the right. The last thing too this year, a couple of years. David Naughton has been. I guess, how would you assess her through these first 10 years? year in 5 games she's played.
Learning and gaining experience.
Is that kind of what you expected for a freshman goalie?
I think, yeah, I mean, especially a goaltender, you look at the freshmen, whether I play goalie or defense or forward, the adjustment's going to be a little bit different for each of those positions. And obviously, goaltender is going to be the one that, needs some experience, needs some learning opportunities. And she's had some now. And again, in the next 4 to 5 weekends, we'll find out more about that learning and those experience that you'll get.
You plan to continue that through break?
I mean, you got plans, but then they change. So, but I mean, if in a perfect world and crystal ball, it's we obviously had St. Cloud, and we'll see how it goes, and then we go to Ohio State, and the thought might be, hey, have each one play one of those games, because it's not going to get any tougher than those 2 games down in Columbus. So at the end of that weekend, you might find out a little bit more about each of your goaltenders if that was presented to them.
I just want to ask about how impressive Britta has been to start the season, and what it's like to have a player that you can just rely on to put it in the net.
Well, she's a captain for a lot of reasons. Some of it that the normal person doesn't see because they're not with us off the ice. But she's a great leader. She's a great role model. I'm excited for her because I know the time and the energy and what she's put into her game and how she's playing right now. I mean, she's playing the best hockey she's probably ever played, like certainly here in Madison and for us. And so, you drift back to where she was her freshman and sophomore year and where she now is getting this opportunity in her 5th year. And she's playing as well as anybody in the country. I mean, not from just a statistical standpoint. I mean, just a lot of little things. If you watch a couple of our games this past weekend and her willingness to block shots and do things that, some other players just don't do, she does. And so, she's playing a very good 200-foot game. She's obviously a big part of our power play. She kills penalties for us, and she leads by example. So I'm excited for her. I'm happy for her, and hopefully it continues.
Seems like anytime you're tied with Megan Duggan for a program record, you're doing something pretty well, right?
Yeah, and I'm not a big numbers guy, but all of a sudden you see a couple of these things come along, and it's like I'm just happy for her because she'll play this weekend up in St. Cloud in both of the games, and then she'll get a chance to go play in the rivalry series against Canada, and she's earned all of that. She's earned what she's put on the number-wise this year because she's worked at her game and she's gotten better. She continues to improve, and next weekend when she plays against Canada, hopefully she'll be good, exposed and have a good experience there and continue to lead us.
Seems like Lacey is kind of have a knack for power play goals, whether it be right place, right time, or just
Don't put a jinx on it, okay?
deflecting the puck in. What have you seen from her, and how hard is it to just get the right deflection in the back of the net?
Well, I mean, scoring for, in hockey is as an art. It's challenging. It's hard to do. Some people are gifted with the ability to, maybe have a quality shot. I mean, you go back to Cole Caulfield when he was here in Madison. He's just gifted, whether he was a mite or whether he was playing here for the Badgers, now for the Montreal Canadiens. He just has got one of those shots and understands the game and puts himself in position to get those shots. And then he has the ability to get the puck in the back of the net. And similar to Britta, I mean, Lacey is probably one of our hardest worker. I mean, she comes out on the ice early in the morning and does skills and works at her games, understands where she wants to go with her game and continues to work at it. And so similar to Britta, when you see people work at their craft for a long period of time and then they get rewarded because of their efforts, that just puts a smile on my face because I know what time and energy and commitment they put into their game. And obviously she has the ability to find what we call white ice on the ice sheet, whether it's killing on the power play or 5-on-5, and then she gets her shots, and her shots gotten a lot better. I told you the other day, her accuracy and her shots really improved, and keep working at it because it's one of those things. As a golfer, as a hockey player, as a basketball player, I'm working on some of the little things, whether it's free throws, whether it's putting and chipping, or whether it's my shot in the game. I mean, whether you play the game 10 years or 25 years, you're always working on your shot, and so hopefully it continues to get better for her.
Should be able to find all kinds of ice, St. Cloud, right? So the
That's
challenge is
the
finding
challenge, yeah.
shooting spots because you can get too far to make a difference.
Yeah, if you get outside the face-off dots, it's like being out there in Lake Mendota. There's a lot of space, and you know, it's the hard part is when you come and you take a shot, and now there's a rebound. If the rebound goes into the corner, well, it's a lot farther over there than it is in Laban or is it in the rink we just played in. And so now I have to recover the puck, and I have to try to get back in the scoring area, which allows the team that's defending to get in position, block shots, and defend against you. So it's a different game. There'll be TV games, so we'll have 3 TV timeouts every period. So it's just it presents a different scenario, and you just have to be mentally ready for it.
With both of your early season success, the men's team, you know, how much have you built off of each other's success? Is it helpful to have both teams off to a great start?
Yeah, because now we got a bunch of cameras here, and talking to Mike and talking to myself, and that.
What secrets did you give Mike? Because clearly you've given him something.
Mike doesn't need any secrets. He's been in the business a long time. You know, he's had success when he coached in the USHL. Obviously, he's had success both as an assistant and a long-time head coach in the league, and he understands the culture of college hockey on the men's side, and you know what type of players he likes to have under his system, and he understands the game, teaches it well, coaches it well, and I don't think a lot of us that are in that business are surprised with his early success.